This is Bob, and Bob is hungry. Not starving, not desperate, just hungry enough to make bad choices. So Bob opens a fast food app. At first, it feels harmless. It is just food, it is just lunch. It is just one order, but fast food apps are very good at one thing. They turn a normal meal into a bigger order. Bob starts with a burger. The burger is $6, which seems fine. Then the app shows him fries, only $3 more. Bob thinks, why not? Then the app shows him a drink, only $2 more. Now it feels like a proper meal. But the app is not finished. It asks Bob if he wants to make it large. Only $1.50 extra. That sounds tiny, so Bob says yes. Then the app shows him a dessert. Limited time offer, only $4. Bob was not planning to buy dessert, but now he is thinking about it. That is the first trick. The app keeps giving Bob small upgrades. Each one feels cheap on its own, but together, they completely change the order. Bob did not choose a $20 meal. He chose 5 small yeses, and those small yeses added up. Now Bob goes to checkout. The food total is already higher than expected, but the app keeps going. Delivery fee, service fee, small order fee, tax, tip. Suddenly, Bob's $6 burger is not $6 anymore. It is closer to $27. That is the second trick. The cheap price gets Bob interested, but the real price appears later. By the time Bob sees the full total, he is already hungry. He has already picked his food. He has already imagined eating it. So closing the app feels harder.
The app knows this. It knows Bob is already invested, so the total does not scare him as much. Bob thinks, I've already got this far, and that is dangerous, because once Bob gets close to checkout, stopping feels like losing. Now the app gives Bob another push. Spend $5 more for free delivery. Bob pauses. His delivery fee is $4,000, so spending $5 more feels smart. But it is not really saving money. Bob is spending more to feel like he saved. That is the third trick. The app makes extra spending feel responsible. Bob adds a side. Now he gets free delivery. Bob feels clever, but the total is still higher. He did not save money. He just changed where the money went. Then come the reward points. Bob earns points for every order. This sounds good, but rewards are not just rewards. They are a reason to come back. Bob sees he is close to a free burger. He only needs 80 more points. So Bob orders again another day, not because he needed fast food, but because he was close to a reward. That is the fourth trick. The app makes spending feel like progress, but the progress is inside the app. Bob is not building wealth. Bob is building loyalty, and loyalty is valuable to the business. Then there are notifications. Bob is not even thinking about food. Then his phone lights up. $2 off today, free fries with your order. Your favorite meal is waiting. The app is not waiting for Bob to get hungry. The app is trying to create the craving. That is the fifth trick. It reminds Bob before Bob reminds himself. Now Bob is thinking about food again. And once the thought is there, it is hard to ignore. Bob opens the app again. The app remembers his last order one button. No effort, no thinking, just tap. That is the sixth trick. Convenience removes friction. And friction is important. Friction gives Bob time to ask questions. Do I really want this? Is this worth the full price? Do I have food at home? Could I just wait? But fast food apps remove those pauses. They make the easiest choice the expensive choice. Bob is not stupid. Bob is just human. And these apps are designed around human behavior. They know hunger makes people impatient. They know deals make people feel clever. They know rewards make people return. They know fees feel less painful at the end. They know convenience beats self-control. That is why the app works so well. It does not force Bob to spend, it guides him into spending more. A burger becomes a meal becomes a combo becomes dessert. A $6 idea becomes a $27 order, and Bob still feels like he made the choice. The worst part is, Bob does not always notice the pattern. Each order feels like a one-time choice. But the app is training a habit. Hungry means open the app. Bored means check the deals. Tired means order again. And after a while, convenience becomes routine. That is how a small habit becomes an expensive one. Bob is not just paying for food anymore. He is paying for the app to make the decision easier. So what should Bob do? First, Bob should check the final price before getting attached. Not the burger price, the final price. Second, Bob should ignore fake savings. Spending more is still spending more. Third, Bob should turn off food app notifications, because cravings are easier when they are not being delivered to his phone. Fourth, Bob should ask if he would still buy it without the app. Would he walk to the shop for it? Would he pay the full total in person? Would he still want it after 10 minutes? If the answer is no, Bob should wait, because fast food apps are not just selling food. They are selling speed. They are selling convenience. They are selling impulse. And sometimes the most expensive part of the meal is not the burger. It is the app making Bob forget how much he is really spending. And that is the real trick. The app does not need to make Bob order every single day. It only needs to make ordering feel normal. It only needs to make the expensive choice feel easy. Because once something becomes easy enough, Bob stops treating it like a decision. He treats it like a routine. A few dollars here, a few fees there, one little reward, one little offer, one little craving. And before Bob knows it, the app is not just feeding him. It is training him, not with force, not with pressure, just with convenience, and that is why Bob needs to notice the pattern before the pattern becomes normal.